With an $8 million budget, this film made $8 million. At least they made their money back. Star 6, the 1989 film that was directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who created the 1980 film Friday the 13th. The plot. A team of 11 undersea explorers soon uncover something rather prehistoric from an undersea cave it rises to begin attacking the undersea crew. Who of the 11 members of this crew will survive, and how many will actually be killed by the monster? This was the first in the string of 6 underwater movies of 1989, and it is definitely one of the better ones. Sure, it's cheesy. Sure, it doesn't have an all-star cast. Sure, it doesn't have the best monster, but damn it all, if it is not enjoyable. Thankfully, it is. At a brisk 98 minutes, things get crazy rather quickly, at around 25 to 30 minutes in. Even though it doesn't have the charm of films like Leviathan or The Rift, I still feel it carries its weight all its own. Even if it is a bit dry in terms of presentation, there's not really a plot besides it being a monster movie. Thankfully, the cast is solid despite not being all-stars. Greg Evigan from Terror Bird does a decent job as McBride. He plays the guy who's been from one place to the next, not really wanting to settle down quite well. Collins, played by Nancy Everhard, I feel was underutilized. She mostly just sits and waits to be saved. It's kind of weird given all of her promising credentials. At first, you may think Scarpelli, played by Nia Peoples from La Valantula, and Matt McCoy from Abominable's character would be the main characters, but even though they're stronger characters in some regard, it is not so. Schneider, played by Miguel Ferrer, rest in peace, he also played in The Night Flyer and RoboCop, among other things, is the coward of the bunch. He isn't a bad guy per se, let's just say he's under a lot of pressure. Tom Barry has a smaller role, but I thought I'd bring him up because he plays in Prince of Darkness and The Prowler. So the pacing and cast are good. What else works in this movie's favor? The gore, the effects. When the creature does kill someone, it's usually pretty gruesome. You get a guy bit in half, some bubbling red water, and well, that's about it. The non-creature related kills feature an off-screen, yet still effective and bloody implosion. A dude has a shark dart injected into him, and his chest blows out. A man's torso is crushed, and so on. Are these people really that incompetent at surviving, or does the monster already have his work cut out for him? Either way, it's obvious this was directed by a guy who prefers people killing people, a la Friday the 13th. As for the creature itself, it sort of reminds me of a turtle mixed with a frog, mixed with a leech of sorts. I do not know what the hell it is, but sometimes it looks intimidating, and other times it looks goofy, for its like 10 minutes of screen time. The motion picture soundtrack, Harry Manfredini, who also worked on Friday the 13th, does a decent score with this movie. Nothing too different from Leviathan, and some musical stingers did remind me of Friday the 13th. Still, it works for what it sets out to do, which is accompany a cheesy monster movie. This could have been better, but it could have also been a hell of a lot worse. This film has a lot of issues, like dumb and inept characters, who are at least likable, a somewhat goofy creature, and a cheesy musical score. Still, I enjoyed this movie, and wouldn't hate on it unless it was well-deserved. Overall, I give Deep Star 6 a 3 out of 5. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below, leave comments, and subscribe.